If I lost everything today, no savings, no investments, no safety net, what would I actually do? Not theory, not just work harder, but a real step-by-step plan to rebuild from zero. Because most financial advice assumes you already have money, and that's the problem. What if you don't? What if you're starting from scratch, or feel like you're back at square one? In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what I would do in order to rebuild my finances from $0, and more importantly, how to build it in a way that actually lasts. Welcome to the Daily Yield, where we break down real-world money strategies that actually work. If you feel like you're behind, or like you're starting over while everyone else is ahead, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. You don't need a perfect situation. You need a clear plan and the discipline to follow it. The first thing I would focus on is survival, not investing, not saving, not anything fancy. Stability. Because if money is coming in and going out faster, nothing else works. You can't build on a broken foundation. So step one is understanding your numbers. And I mean really understanding them. What's coming in every month? What absolutely has to go out? Rent, food, utilities, transportation, and then everything else. It gets cut, at least temporarily. This isn't forever, and that's important to understand. This is about creating control. Because once you see where your money is actually going, you stop guessing, and that alone puts you ahead of most people. Now, once things are stable, the next step is creating breathing room. Even a small buffer changes everything. So I would aim to save my first $500 as fast as possible. Not slowly, not whenever I can, but aggressively. That might mean selling things you don't use anymore, picking up extra income temporarily, working a few extra hours, or cutting spending harder than you're comfortable with for a short period. And yeah, it might feel uncomfortable, but this isn't about comfort. It's about momentum. Because once you have even a small cushion, you stop reacting to every little problem. A flat tire doesn't destroy your week. A small emergency doesn't put you back at zero. That's when things start to shift. After that, I'd focus on eliminating high-interest debt, especially credit cards. Because this is money working against you every single day. You're trying to move forward while something is constantly pulling you back. So I'd use a simple strategy. Focus on one debt at a time, pay the minimum on everything else, and throw every extra dollar at the one you're attacking. And this part matters. Don't spread yourself thin trying to do everything at once. Focus creates momentum, and momentum is what keeps you going when it gets hard. Once that pressure starts to come down, I'd build a $1,000 emergency fund. This is your protection layer. Because without it, every unexpected expense resets your progress. And that's what traps people. They make progress, something happens, and they're right back where they started. This fund stops that cycle. It gives you stability. It gives you confidence. And it allows you to actually move forward without constantly looking over your shoulder. Now, and only now, I would start investing. Not big amounts. Not trying to get rich quick. Just consistency. Even $25 to $50 a week. Because at this stage, it's not about returns, it's about building the habit. It's about becoming the kind of person who invests regularly, no matter what. And once that habit is locked in, you can scale it over time as your income grows. Which brings me to the next step, increasing your income. Because here's the truth, you can only cut so much. At some point, you need to earn more. So I would focus on skills that actually increase income. That could be improving in your current job, learning something new, picking up a side income stream, or finding better opportunities. Because income is the engine. And the bigger the engine, the faster everything else moves. Saving becomes easier. Investing becomes faster. Progress becomes visible. But there's one mistake I would avoid at all costs. And this is where most people mess everything up. Lifestyle creep. As your income increases, it's incredibly tempting to upgrade everything. Better car, better apartment, more spending, more comfort. And before you know it, you're making more money, but you feel exactly the same. So instead, I would keep my lifestyle steady for as long as possible and increase my savings and investing instead. That's the real difference between people who stay stuck and people who actually build wealth. Because at the end of the day, starting from $0 isn't easy, but it's also not impossible. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a clear one. Stabilize your situation. Build a small buffer. Eliminate the things working against you. Start small and grow over time. That's how you rebuild, not overnight, but consistently. And if you follow that process, something interesting happens. You stop feeling stuck. You stop reacting. You start building. And once you start building, everything changes. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, like and subscribe to The Daily Yield because we're building real financial progress, one step at a time.